What's going on, people? Welcome to the live match reaction. We have finally won a game 4-0 victory over Norwich. We'll be discussing the performances, the unfortunate injuries, and also Glasner's comments from his post-match press conference where he does mention a few transfers. As always, make sure to get involved throughout the show by leaving down your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And the lines will be open in a few minutes' time where you can call into the show to have your say on the game. I'm joined by Patrick here. Patrick, great win. But before we do get started, as we've known, the channel's been growing. So we've also teamed up with the likes of ComAve, who have sponsored this live match reaction. ComAve is where Crystal Palace fans earn exclusive experiences with the club through the world of e-commerce. I've also pinned their link to their X/Twitter, whatever you call it nowadays, page where you can go follow them, people. If you do, I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel, helps them as well. And also, it would make sure that you don't miss out on future ticket giveaways, because we have got ticket giveaways on the line. So make sure to follow ComAve today, who have sponsored this match reaction. Patrick, 4-0. 4-0 win. Thoughts, man? Let's just start with your thoughts. What's in your head after that?
Well, anyone who's not seen the preview show, please watch at the very end. You'll hear Patrick predict Palace 4, Norwich 0. So one of us on this show knows ball, one doesn't.
Bit late to watch the preview show. I mean, we're doing a reaction to the preview that we've done.
Yeah, I got the prediction right. I'm just gonna call that. No, seriously, no. That game was great. Unfortunately, the injury to Riad isn't great. Obviously, hopefully, it'll be okay. It looked pretty bad. But as far as the match goes, listen, just how you want it to go. He started a very strong lineup. Love the fact he's taking the cup seriously. You got minutes in the legs of players like Eze and Mateta, and obviously that worked out because, 2 goals and assists from Mateta, goal and 2 assists or 1 assist for Eze. Clean sheet, some great saves by Henderson when he had to make them. I enjoyed it. Listen, man, it was great. Listen, and more importantly, D, I forgot one other thing.
Yeah.
Now that we're through to the next round, I said it before wrong. I would definitely be in England for the next round. So I am praying for a home draw tomorrow.
Home draw. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about what we want in the next round. I'm pretty sure we'll
there.
Do
hopefully
a live reaction to it tomorrow night. Because I know we both want a good cup run, so it's only right that we take this cup seriously in terms of a reaction to it. And Shannon, thank you so much for that, because I forgot about that as well. But you have a great memory, only because 3-0 was taken, and that is
Shannon
right.
Shannon watched. You're right. Shannon did watch.
Yes, that just showed that Shannon watched, and Shannon also saved the day. So thank you for that, because that was right. That was right. Look, it was a fantastic win, 4-0 win. Strong lineup. As Glasner, I think, mentioned in the program, I think for the West Ham game, looking ahead. Oh, for this game, he mentioned that in the program that he wants to take this cup competition seriously, and the only way to show it is by the lineup you put out. It was a very strong lineup, very strong bench. And the first half, Patrick, I think it was a game of 2 halves, because the first half, even though we scored a goal, I mean, there's a nice little skill by Kamada to go past the goalie, and we'll talk about him and many other performances. It did feel a bit slow, in my opinion, the first half. I think there was a noticeable difference from the first half to the second half. Yes, we scored 3 goals in the second half compared to the first half, where it was only 1, but in terms of movements, in terms of just the whole tempo of the game, what did he make of the first half? Because some people were actually upset.
No, it's a very good point. Forgot to mention that great goal early by Kamada. I mean, getting off the mark, Norwich or no Norwich, I don't care who he scored against. It was a real nice goal set up by Mateta. But you're right. But I have to I got to give credit. I know they're a championship side, but Norwich played some good football. They were committed to playing out of the back. Stats-wise, it's real quick, D. They had a 91% passing completion rate. They completed 652 passes in the game. We only completed 485. So they were committed. If you watch, they were playing from the goalie to the defender. If it didn't work, they brought it right back to the goalkeeper. And we were pressing. Kamada was pressing, Eze pressed Mateta. But they had a definite way of playing. So credit to their new manager. They're a fun team to watch as far as playing football, playing out there. The only thing is they had no offensive threat. Luckily for us, we really defended really well. Beginning was Riad, obviously. Klein stepped in. Had a little problem actually with Hernandez, I thought, during the game. But he was very, very good today. But I thought that they committed to trying to play football. They weren't hoofing the ball long or trying to play at the back. So I think, and you're right, the first half we had a major problem just getting the ball, not breaking them down. When we had it, we attacked well, but just getting the ball from them. Second half, credit to Glasner, we made a few little changes. And then from that point on, once we got that second goal, it was over. But no, credit to Norwich. I thought they really made a commitment to playing football tonight. So
yeah. Shout out to Norwich, and their fans as well. The fans were class at the game.
That was funny. We got the ball. We lost.
Yeah, we got. Oh, you heard it from the TV as well. Yeah.
The whole time.
That was a highlight for me. That was a highlight for me. The fans were class. But for Palace, from the Palace end of things, it did feel like the proper second round Carabao Cup game, because the atmosphere was kind of flat from that. And by the way, people, the lines are open. So if you do want to call into the show, feel free to click on the link to discuss your thoughts on the game. But of course, there's a lot to talk about today. Also, shout out to Leon. Saw him after the game as well. Great to see you as well. Thank you for the support as always. But yeah. I mean, let's go through the sad note, the real negative, and that is on Chadi Riad. Early injury, doesn't look too good as well. I think Glasner's actually spoke about the injury after the game, and he said that it could be a ligament injury. So he's looking like already he's out. He's out for the Chelsea game, which is not fortunate, but also shows the importance of keeping Guéhi in the side as well as adding extra players. Because today, I mean, we'll talk about Riyadh, but I think Holding was another interesting one. The fact that he wasn't even in the squad. You'd expect Rob Holding to start in games like this, maybe over in the final plan, because he's meant to be a centre-back. But Riyadh, Patrick, unfortunate. But it shows the importance that we need to bring in Lacroix sooner rather than later.
100%. Definitely get Lacroix in. And another quote from Glasner is that we're going to bring in more players. He basically admitted that Nketiah's done, and we're going to bring more than one other player in. So if Lacroix comes in, I'm looking obviously at a forward player. But you're right. It is weird that Holding was not in the squad. The good thing is, and I'll say good in a weird way, we had 3 players that don't play centre back that could play it. One did play it today, which meaning Klein started, and obviously Ward came on for Munoz, and then Klein went to right wing back, and then obviously Lerma can play there in a pinch. So it's not ideal, D, because against Chelsea, you like to have your best 3 players. And he's going to Newcastle, brilliant. But
that's alternatives.
Yeah, but again, hopefully Riyadh's okay. But again, that just solidifies the need to obviously not sell Guéhi, because Sunday we're going to need Guéhi, Richards, and probably Klein, I'm going to assume, because Klein did a great job last year against Liverpool in particular. So it's not the most negative thing. Again, you get a new centre half in. We've got the international break coming up. He'll be okay for when we come back. So honestly, the timing isn't perfect, but it's not the worst timing, like I said, because of the fact we got the break and we have obviously the window coming up. So
yeah, and hopefully, I mean, me being greedy, hopefully this stops the Guéhi going to Newcastle
100%.
Even further. It's another reason to not sell him at this point of the window, even though it's at the expense of Chadi Riad, which is unfortunate, but it gives us even more of a reason not to sell him. Talking about Guéhi, we're going to do the player ratings together, so I don't want to just delve into a bunch of individual performances, but I think it's only right to say what performance, and what reason for him to remain at the football club if you do want to push on. And that's the reason why I've said it on Palace News episodes, where at this point of the season, you can clearly see that Glasner rates him. Glasner's made him captain. He's remained captain. He's been starting games. It's very important to keep Mark Guéhi if we do want to push on the season. And today he showed it. He showed it, to be fair, whenever he's played. He hasn't really put a foot wrong. Maybe apart from the Brentford game, he was a bit slow in the second for the first goal. But he's class. Right. He's class.
And the thing is, what I love about him, he's a professional, D. Listen, any other player in this situation would have, like I mentioned on the previous shows, asked for a transfer, asked not to play. My mind's not in it. He's been a total professional, bro, because he knows what's going on. He knows the 4 bids. He knows, they want to get him badly. He knows that Palace probably don't want to sell, but may have to. And the guy has put out, again, Brentford was one play. I thought he played well in Brentford, but after that, the last game played fine. Today was really good. He's been a more professional. That's why he's our captain. That's why we can't lose him. That's why I've always said, as much as people said, okay, 75 million you got to sell. I always kept saying, no, he's our best defender. He's a great leader. He's a strong, silent leader on the pitch. We can't afford to lose him. We just can't. So, like you just said, hopefully this ends all the Newcastle talk. I pray we don't sell this guy, because I'm telling you right now, selling this guy would be a major
I agree.
bad move.
I agree. We cannot sell him. We cannot. Not at this stage of the window. But let's bring on Tim. By the way, if you do want to call into the show, the link will be posted once again where you can click on it to join us live. Tim, 4-0 win.
What's going on?
Round of the Carabao Cup.
Nah, it's great.
It's good to see Palace winning again, man. It's been crazy.
I know.
Start to the season with transfer news, with defeats, and I said it all along. I mean, we've needed to start this week with the first game against Norwich with a win to get the morale, to get the confidence back, and I feel like we've done that today. But what was your thoughts on the game?
I only got to listen to it, so I was relying on. Big up to Cody and T for doing the watch along. That was great. Yeah. So I was relying on the chat in addition to what I listened to on Palace TV. But it sounded. I can't wait to see some of these goals. But it's so. I'm curious what you both think here. But this feels like relief. Like, oh, there we go. We got goals again. There we go. We got a clean sheet finally. Like we just weren't getting it in the preseason. And I feel like amongst all the players that had a game where just the weight comes off the shoulders, I feel like this was a big one for Dean Henderson because he gets that. And the reason I say that is because it does sound like, I didn't get to see it, but it does sound like Norwich put in some real threat there, and he had some big saves. And I guess he had a really big double save, and that is important. Like, that is a guy who thrives on confidence. He just eats it for breakfast. So I am happy to have a clean sheet here. I think that really matters. I know there's other players that are going to be getting real confidence here. Clearly, Ebbs, that's important. Kamada getting a goal, that feels very important. But most of all, JP going 90 minutes. It seemed like apparently everybody on the chat was saying he's sucking wind, but he sticks it out. He goes 90 minutes. He gets 2 goals. Is there a striker better? No.
Not right now. Especially
wait. There might be one that maybe Nketiah. What are your thoughts on the Nketiah versus Mateta? What are your thoughts?
I'm excited. I think there's going to be a striker.
I love it when Patrick trolls.
There's going to be a striker that's going to be knocking on his door. I'll tell you that, and I can't wait for that when Nketiah does join the football club. It's only right. But as you said, Tim, I think the most important thing is we've got this 90 minutes under our belt. We've got this 4-0 win, and really, if you're looking at this week, the plans of it, we've got deadline day on Friday and we've got a Chelsea game on Sunday. I think this sets us up nicely, especially for the Chelsea game in terms of the players, but also, it just shows that with a few more signings, we're not far off. With a few more signings, this Palace side could actually be looking up the table rather than down it, which a lot of people have been, kind of upset over the recent weeks with Anderson being sold and lack of signings, etc. We're not far off.
No, we're not. But you have to, I think, so I'll give you a hot take here on the window, which is that I think you have to give 2 scores to the window. I think you have to give a financial score and you have to give a depth score. And right now, I would only give us a 5 of 10 in terms of depth because we need more signings. I would like a left footer and right-sided attack. I would like wing-back cover, and I would like center back. Like, if we get those things, that's either a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. I think that's going to be hard, and we're probably going to need a goalkeeper because we're going to lose Sam. So, that's a lot to ask. But I think it's possible. I'm sure we're working on all of those things. But financially, we are very close to a 10 out of 10. Like, every deal. Elise is one where we could have gotten a lot more for him, but all things being equal, he had a release clause. He goes early in the window. It's not ideal, but it's a good statement to other players. You could come here, you can grow, we'll sell you on, you're going to get where you want to go. But everybody else getting £38 million for Anderson and Ayew. The timing of it wasn't great, but financially, are those good deals? You damn right they are. You get $3.2 million for the sell on for Jake O'Brien. You get a loan fee for Jess, and he's out at Sheffield United. You get something for Malachi Boateng. You get something for Scott Banks. You get something for probably Killian Phillips. So, like, financially, we are doing incredible, but we haven't gotten the depth yet. So if by Friday, like, we actually do a good job filling out the depth, I'm gonna be very happy. But it ain't done. It ain't done.
Yeah, it ain't done. It's going to be a busy few days. Trust me. But
Yeah.
it's good that we got this win. And it's good that Kamada scored today and got an assist.
Big time.
It's very important for him because I feel like there's a lot of pressure naturally because he's playing down Elise's side. For me, after the West Ham game, I think it was fairly evident that he cannot play in midfield. For now,
you mean
anyway,
as DM? He can't play as a DM. You mean?
Next to as the midfield too. I feel like defensively, we got overrun in that side, so I think he needs a bit of time adjusting. But as a number 10, it looked exciting, and today he got the goal, got the assist as well, and hopefully that gives him the confidence boost. I was very impressed by his performance. Go ahead, Patrick.
Yeah, before Tim answers, I actually have a quote from Glasner on Kamada.
Nice.
I know Daichi pretty well. We've worked together before. He is a guy who is so ambitious. He always wants to score an assist. When he scored the first goal, I saw him relax. He puts himself under a lot of pressure. I think that's been a very true of him in the first 3 matches. You can just tell, especially the last match, the pressure. But I've been saying the whole time, I think he's a very class player. Gaza knows what to get the best out of him. He'll move him around. He'll put him back in the 8. He will, or the 6. But I think he really understands that. Once he starts getting into the flow of English football, he'll be just fine. So Tim, your thoughts on Kamada?
Well, since I didn't get to see him, was it better with him and Munoz? Like, was the spacing better? The runs, like, was that improving?
Yes, that's a great question. So what I noticed was he was coming inside a lot more Kamada, so he's giving Munoz a lot more space to overlap.
Nice.
He would underlap. And also I thought they worked together really well. I know D was there. I thought they were going towards D's end where you were right in that box, D. So you would have seen it. I thought they worked really well together in the first half, especially linking up. So I think it's coming. I mean, I think the Munoz connection is going to take some time. But again, he had a goal. Yeah, it was a great goal too. He went around the keeper. It was a really class way, really good finish, especially early in the game. But no, I thought he and Munoz worked well together. What about you, D?
Yeah, 100%. There's going to be improvements there. A lot of people were worried about that with Kamada and a slow start in the first 2 games. But yeah, he's slowly getting into it. He's got the goal today, got the assist as well. Not every player can just kick on from the first minute from joining the football club. With Michael Elise, a lot of people do forget he didn't start straight away at Palace. It took him a while. He came off the bench for a few months. And then afterwards, he turned into play. He is with Kamada. There's a reason why we got him. Glasner trusts him. Is it enough just to have Kamada at the football club as that right number 10? No. We'll talk about maybe Sarr as well. He came off the bench. Maybe he needs a bit more support, but he'll get there. For me, whilst he's learning about the league, about the type of football and the physicality that's required, I would just prefer him in that number 10 role with less responsibility tracking back. He just gives him a bit more time to focus. And today, in that number 10 role, you saw the difference. I mean, in midfield, he got overrun, in my opinion, against West Ham. In that number 10 role, I know it's against Norwich, but he scored a goal, got an assist, and he felt a bit more comfortable. And he needed that. That's what I'm saying. This game was massive for us this week because if let's say even if it's 1-0 and we had a similar type of performance from in the first half, in the second half, because second half I thought was massive. I know a lot of people will still be upset and complaining, but now everyone's kind of like, it's fine. Like, it's not the end of the world. We finally won a game 4-0. It was a convincing win. So, especially in the second half, similar to what we saw last season. And we kind of understand why we might have started slow and why we need a few weeks and a few games to get up to speed because some of these players haven't had pre-seasons at the football club due to the Copa America and Euros. But today, it just gave us that belief. In my opinion, to me anyways, it gave me a bit more belief. Now, you top that up if you want a good result against Chelsea with the transfer window in the next few days. And hopefully that can continue with a few more signings. You mentioned Henderson. He was good. Mateta. Mateta, what a goal! I
can't
probably
wait
heard
to
of
see
it,
that.
but it's an overhead kick, which was fantastic. And then the second goal, as soon as Eze was running, I just knew that was gonna go to Mateta and he's gonna score. It's good to give him that confidence because a few people have been talking about, oh, look at Mateta, got subbed off at Brentford, wasn't that great so far in the start of the season, and today we needed that. He needed that.
Well, he's another confidence player too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's another confidence player that we saw. But with Nketiah coming in, Tim, do you think that would push Mateta as well? Do you think that's going to be in the back of his mind? Because for me, I just felt like Edouard, who didn't come on today, and there was a question which we'll answer after your thoughts on this. I feel like Edouard was a backup option, but I don't think it's like someone seriously that made Mateta worried about someone taking his spot.
No, I think that's right. I don't think he makes JP worry, but I would. I'll because you tell me if I'm getting this right, Patrick. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but we've been pretty harsh on Eddie recently, and I think you've been making that point. And he's another one who just doesn't seem to have gotten his form. So I'd agree with that, D. I don't think he is pushing JP at the moment, but he was, because JP was out of form. And Eddie has never really gotten there. So does Eddie Nketiah push JP? Maybe. But I'll tell you, I think what it does, is it gives Glasner another weapon in his arsenal. I'd be super curious to see if he is willing to play the 3-5-2 with those with the twin strikers, Ebbs right behind them. And I kind of like that. I only because if Ebbs is playing right behind those two and they're playing close, that makes it a lot harder to double Ebbs or triple Ebbs. Because the center, if he's playing in the center of the park, he gets to roam around. But if he's in the center of the park behind, playing tight between the twin strikers, he's already dangerous. It makes him even more dangerous, I think. So it'd just be really interesting to see if he's willing to try that. So that's, to me, the most exciting thing about Eddie Nketiah. The other is, like, if we do that, then what does that mean for Ismail Yassar? Where's he going to play in that? Is he going to come in as one of those two strikers?
Depending on the game and what's going on. So
I guess so. Because I wanted to say before you get to the questions here, I really like Sarr. I think he is, when he comes on, he seems to add something. He's got a little something. I don't know that we know exactly what that is yet, but there's something there.
Yeah, there is 100%. There is something there. I think we just have to figure out how to get the best out of him. But interestingly today, I do want to quickly bring up a point that's been made from T Ward for is Gay all right? Saw him fall over the advertising board before the final whistle. Yes, he's fine. There's no problem with that. I was trying to find a comment. I can't find it, and I forgot who sent it. There was a comment about Gay being frustrated at full time, which I can't. Oh, here we go. From CPFC saying, Gay, shouting at Glasner after the game. Not sure if it was about getting pushed over the barrier at the end of the game or something else strange. Just to confirm to everyone that's worried, I had a perfect view of that. It was definitely about the push and nothing else. You don't have to be worried about that. He literally pointed to, Glasner was like, what's wrong? And then he literally pointed at the player that pushed him. And it was about that. He literally pointed towards there. So it's nothing about, I don't know, some theories that everyone will make up over Gay. He's not frustrated at full time over anything serious like that. He's just frustrated at the fact that the player pushed him. There was no need for that after being 4-0 up, and he went over the advertising boards.
I want to just do two quick things. One, there's a Glasner quote on Nketiah. Very quickly, as a manager, you are always pleased when you get good players. He will welcome one or two good players before Friday evening. So, which is good about the transfer market and Nketiah. But I also want to go back real quickly to what Tim was talking about, Edouard. Clearly, he's going to be leaving now, which, for me, again, the negativity around players, I never like that. When it happens, I guess. But I will say this. When Vieira got fired and when Hodgson came in, that was the only time I can remember, honestly, for a while that that Edouard got a really good run of games, and when he did get a run of games, he scored goals, scored against Leeds that time, and we had a great end to that season. And my argument towards Mateta was always the same thing: give Mateta a run of games, and he will come good, which is exactly what happened under Glasner. I just feel that with Edouard, he just needs to go somewhere because he's a confidence player, 100%, where he'll play all the time. He can't be in and out. Now, part of his own fault, he got injured. So that happened, and that happens in football. But I just think that because that's Celtic, by the way, and people don't want to rate Scottish football. He was unplayable, which is why we bought him. He was so good up in Scotland. He was so good. So, like I said, it's clear that, like D said, he didn't come on today. Neither did John Stone. Obviously, didn't start. Neither did Hamada. It's clear that they're probably going to leave a couple of, one maybe on loan and be sold off. And then again, we just move on. But again, the negativity around him is bad. I hope he goes on and does well. Not against Palace, obviously. So
same.
Yeah. I think that was very telling. Sam Johnson not starting the game, and then afterwards, Hamada not coming on, Edouard not coming on as well. I think I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into it too much, but I genuinely do think that's one of the reasons of him not coming on is the fact that he'll be not hopefully. That sounds bad.
No, but it's probably right. It's probably right.
Hopefully. Well, he'll be leaving at the end of the window, and we don't want to risk him for injuries, which also is telling about Guéhi starting the game. Because if we're thinking about that narrative with Edouard and Hamada, etc., and Guéhi is a more valuable player than those players listed. So if Guéhi was really on the verge of leaving, he wouldn't have started this game.
No, we would have done the Ivan Toney with him. We would have just sidelined him because we know we got to sell him.
And look at Sam Johnston.
Right.
He didn't play today. For 10 minutes, exactly.
We would have done
in a game like this. So it kind of shows the situation with Guéhi. Yesterday there was a bit of a scare after we ended the Palace news with Patrick because of the reports that's come out and about maybe a fifth bid can be accepted. But
no, you know what? Can we just quickly, because I see this question from Matthew Hayward. Can we just? I feel like this is so frustrating. And I think this is all Newcastle media, and it drives me. I'm not going to swear, but it drives me absolutely effing batty. I really hate it. And so this is Matthew. Can I just tell you right now? This is nonsense. This is nonsense. There is no world under any circumstances where this is even remotely real. You should drop this right now. No chance of this. None. And specifically because there's no world in which we could raise anywhere near enough money to buy out Texter shares. That is insane. That's insane.
And even if we did, it's not like this money is like going to parish. Like there's other owners at the football club, so why would it just doesn't make any sense financially. It's not how it works.
It's not how it works. I'm sorry, but it just gets me so.
I didn't even know that was a whole narrative.
It gets me hot under the collar. I hate these kinds of rumors.
Tim, quickly before you go, next round of the Carabao Cup, it's hard to say who you want, but let me just say this: would you want to go for an easier draw at home, or would you maybe want to get rid of one of the big boys?
I'll take the easier draw at home. I'll tell you, I think that one of the things I love about Glasner as a manager is I think he's going to take every cup game seriously.
Yeah.
No matter who we get, I think. And let's remember, like for us as a club, like the cup runs, there's no guarantee of anything, right? But the cups do get you to Europe. If you win the League Cup, you get to the Conference League. If you win the FA Cup, you get to the Europa League. So it is worth it to take these things seriously. Glasner will take them seriously, but I want the easiest path to get there for sure.
I need to look at the results, and of course, there's games being played tomorrow. But right now, maybe give me Walsall at home. Give me Leighton Orient at home.
That's the one, Orient. Local
give me someone at home. Just give me the easiest draw possible.
For sure.
Some people may just want. Some people, like the thought of facing one of the big sides and knocking them out early. And if we did, let's say, if we got Man United at home and we beat them, a lot of people then would be a bit more convinced. For example, we're like, hold up, wait a minute, we beat one of the big sides. So it just depends on what people want. But look, Tim, great to have you on.
Always.
And hopefully we'll catch up with you. Well, on Sunday you'll be doing a watch along.
Sunday I'll do the watch along early.
Yeah,
Lunchtime.
early one.
The early bird. It's gonna be.
But we'll see maybe on deadline day if you're about. We might catch up with you as well because we'll be doing a live show. But yeah, we'll keep in contact anyways.
Sounds good. All right.
Take care.
See you guys.
Take care, buddy.
See you later. All right, then there's a few people waiting behind the scenes. If you haven't already done so, people, if you're enjoying the stream, please hit the like button and also subscribe to not miss out on future Palace content, and check out the pinned comment and check out the description as well for our sponsors, ComAve, where Crystal Palace fans win. Follow them on X/Twitter to not miss out on future ticket giveaways because there'll be more along the lines. Let's bring on Dan. Dan, 4-0 win at home to Norwich. That's our Palace. I mean, we've missed it over the last 2 games, but it's finally good to be back to winning ways.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's good to see. It's good to see as well the top 3, like Kamada, Eze, and Mateta, all chipping in with an assist and a goal. You know, I know Patrick's a stat man there. You know what I mean? So like, he'll bury that one up in his little black book somewhere, but come along on the quiz sometime. You know what I mean? But no, it was impressive. It was an impressive watch, and you know, this is the way I like to see it. You know what I mean? Like with Klein at the back with Munoz, Klein just covering Munoz. He looks so much more comfortable. He looks so much more comfortable in possession, and he trusts Klein, to do his job properly. Whereas Richards, I don't know. There's something about it. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. It's like I'm not too sure. I think Klein fits perfect there, and you know, maybe with some other centre back. I don't know, but I would realistically go with Klein against Chelsea.
I think that's a very good point, because not even about dropping Richards. I think Richards generally, he just looked more comfortable down the left than, well, when he has played, than down the right. Why do we think that is?
I don't know. I've always rated Klein. You know, his effort, his mentality. You know, his vision. You know what I mean? The way he sees the game is a lot more better than what I feel Richards is, and Richards can offer on that position. I don't know why. You know, like your guess is as good as mine, but I certainly prefer that side loaded with Klein and Munoz and Kamada rather than Richards, Kamada and Munoz.
Patrick?
Interesting point. I just thought that, honestly, the first half, I thought that Hernandez gave Klein a hard time one-on-one. I mean, one time he nutmegged him. But I do think there seemed to be something with... I remember early, there was an overlap by Klein with Munoz, and I haven't seen Richards all season overlap Munoz at all, so that was good. But I thought Munoz felt more comfortable getting forward. He was high a lot more with Kamada, and he was comfortable having Klein cover him. But I agree, though. I think Richards is a little better on the left, so which is fine, because that works for us. I mean, with Riad out, we're going to need a left-sided centre back anyway, so that works.
It's weird because he's right-footed, I believe, Richards.
He is right-footed. He is.
Yeah, he is. So you would expect him to be more comfortable on the right with players coming at him. But then again, I was thinking about this today while I was watching the game as well. Down the left, it makes it easier for him to handle players when they cut in, which at times he could struggle against. Look, on the left hand side, he's much more comfortable than he is down the right hand side.
I don't know what it is though, D, but like the 2 goals that we've conceded, well, the 3 goals that four goals we conceded. 2 of them have been defensive mistakes where Mbremu's cut in and released his shot. Jarrah Bowen's cut in, released his shot. You know, it's just frightening the way the more wise attacking midfielders for other teams, you know, can just easily just cut in and just bang away a shot.
Yeah, well, that's the thing then. If we're talking about cuttings, and that's why I think Richard looks more comfortable down the left, because I think he handles the cuttings better down that side than he does down the right, with his strong foot being his right foot. I don't know. It's interesting. Let us know in the chat as well what you lot think. Richards is right footed, but he looks better on the left. I agree. I think it's something to do with the cuttings. I mean, analysis needs to be done, but just from my eye test, it just looks more comfortable to deal with them even today. because he's better there. Richards is really good playing balls on his left foot. It's a very good point. Apart from that, Dan, you did mention the front three. It's good to see Kamada get on the mark with a goal and an assist. And, he's needed that with the pressure that's been on him in the first 2 games.
Yeah, I watched him. I went to a couple of preseason games. I watched him. I watched him play against Crawley, and he looked good. Again, it's the opposition, and it's just a run out. But yeah, and then obviously I watched the games in America, when we beat West Ham and Wolves, and he looked decent in them two as well. And I was very surprised that he didn't. I was very surprised that he didn't play against West Ham, and I was just a bit sort of like, because he fills that spot. He fills that spot perfectly. I don't know whether Nketiah is going to come in and fill that spot better, but again, I don't know, but I know JP is going to be pushed hard, and it wouldn't surprise me to see, JP may be missing 3 games due to the fact that he's had a sort of like a mad summer where he's had no rest at all, and he looks very fatigued and he looks very, very, very tired.
Yeah. I mean, let's see with the Nketiah coming in as well. But looking ahead now to the draw, I believe the draw should be tomorrow night. We'll be doing a live reaction. Any teams you want in particular?
Leyton Orient, away or home. One of my best mates, a Leyton Orient fan, and he said to me,
you get them.
Yeah, he said to me, "You got to come and watch a serious team play," and I just laughed in his face. But no, I either want them home or away. Yeah, I either want them home or away, or Walsall home or away, because I've got family that live in Birmingham as well that support Walsall. So
yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's right. They're in Birmingham. That would be perfect. My niece is up there. That'd be great. Walsall, please. Walsall or Leyton Orient, please.
I think the big teams come into play as well for the next round. So
they
hopefully
do.
not Man City away from home or something crazy.
We'll probably end up getting Man City at home or something like that.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, let's hope not. But I mean, let's see. But look, Dan, great to have you on. Great to talk to you again. Hopefully, catch up with you again soon.
Yeah, you guys doing you guys working on the Friday? Are you doing the live stream on the Friday?
Yeah, we'll be doing the transfer deadline day show on Friday, probably for about 3 hours or so. So, I mean,
fantastic! I'll see you guys then. Yeah, you take care.
Take care.
Right, lovely seeing you again, Patrick, and you, D man. See you soon. Yeah, take care, guys.
That was Dan having his say. And Patrick will be not doing it for 3 hours. He'll be doing it for 4 hours. So that's an exclusive right there. That's what he meant by not doing it for 3 hours. But yeah, we'll be live on Friday. We have to be live. If we've been live on previous transfer deadline day shows where there's been absolutely nothing going on, there's no reason for us not to go live this transfer deadline day. I mean, we have to because we're actually expecting business to happen.
This is going to be mad. So this will be the most business we've ever done, probably for a live show. I'm sure has to be.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, it has to be. So yeah, we will be there, and I'm pretty sure we'll be here tomorrow. And the other day, we'll be here a whole week up until Sunday. Then afterwards, things can relax a bit. Yeah. And I don't know why he's pointing at me, but he'll be here as well. Let's bring on Nick next. Nick, 4-0 win. I mean, I watched the game with you, so I got a bit of insight into what you thought about the game. But let the chat know. And Patrick, what do you make of it?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say it was good to meet the competition winners. They all had a marvelous time, didn't they, today?
Oh, were they competition winners?
Yeah. They were. Bex was a competition winner. So
I didn't know that.
They were Palace fans. They won the competition with the company, so that was good. So they were well pleased. The other thing I've got to big up is the Norwich fans. I don't know whether it was because I was up the other end of the pitch, but the Homestyle seemed very, very, very quiet today. But the Norwich fans, we had 15, 20 minutes of we've got the ball, we've lost the ball, we've got the ball, we've lost the ball. And they were bouncing for the full 90 minutes, which is good. Doesn't Kamada look a class player? You can just see it when he gets the ball. A couple of misplaced passes today, but he's getting into it a bit more, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He is.
I'm just I'm so glad that Mateta scored because he'd gone a couple of games without scoring, albeit he was off the half of one of those games. But I'm glad he's got his boots again. Eza seems to be distributing the ball a bit more, which is better. Although his goal was marvellous. We have to remember though that it's not disparaging Norwich, but they're not Premier League opposition. A couple of times they went down.
Whoa! I have to stop you there, my friend. They're a champion side, and they got to the semi-finals last year of the playoffs. And they were in the Premier League. What that guy say? 3 years ago, that's when they went down, right? 3 years.
Well, hold up, Patrick. Let me ask you this question. There's Vieira never managed against Norwich, right?
He did.
He definitely did. Yeah,
he did. Because Will Zaha ran up to him.
Zaha's goal, the 1-1 goal. Exactly, 1-1 away.
Norwich away. You were stood next to me.
You were there.
You drove me there, D.
You weren't there. You got me talking about it. Yeah,
I can't remember this. I genuinely can't. Nick was saying to me, but I genuinely can't remember this. And that's what I mean by like.
I remember that.
My memory not being great. Apparently, I drove to the game.
Yeah,
you did. Remember you guys talking about it? Yeah, I remember you guys talked about that one. Yeah.
What was the score?
1-0.
1-1, right? Zaha, did he miss a penalty or he scored a goal? He missed a penalty too, or ComAve? That was the same game. I think he missed a penalty and he scored a goal. But it was one. I think we won. I think it was a 1-1 draw.
I was at the game apparently, but
yeah, and I'm getting confused now with the Leeds game, the same season where Benteke missed a sitter header and we lost in the last minute. This is why we don't go to the away games.
I got it. February 9, 2022, Norwich won, Palace won. Pukki and Zaha scored. The same season, we beat them 3-0 at Selhurst. December 28, 2021. Edward Mateta and
I remember that penalty. It went towards the left.
There you go.
You're our manager then. Oh wow, I remember that. I was at the game. Yeah, I was at the game. I was at the game. But I didn't think Vieira was our manager. I didn't think he was our manager. But anyway, sorry. How do we get here?
The other good thing was lots of people who don't get to go to watch Palace were able to watch. Will was in the Homestyle, and he said there were loads of Americans in front of him sharing the words to some of the chants so they could join in, just so they could get the Crystal Palace experience. But it was an easy win. But before Patrick halted me, their number 25, I don't know what his name is, he looked pretty tasty down the left. I think had that been anybody else, we might have been in a bit more trouble.
Onel Hernandez, he's Cuban. Good player.
Yeah. He is a good player.
Yeah. It was a nice win. It was. I think there was a difference in performance in the first half to the second half. What do you make of it? Of course, we scored 3 more goals, but I just saw an improvement to the side.
I said to you about 10 minutes into the second half, I think, during the game, that we seemed to be more pragmatic in the first half, waiting for opportunities to arrive rather than creating them. The second half, we had a bit more intent, I think, and actually took the game to them.
Yeah. I think that simply put, I agree with you. I think that was the case. You could tell, but there was more runs in behind with Kamada, Mateta, Eze. In the first half, Norwich defended well. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think we made them penetrating runs behind the defense, and it was easier to defend us. And that is why, we scored 2 offside goals. Yes. Clear offside goals. Even them offside goals. Look at the offside goals, for example, that we scored. How did it come about? From the runs behind. Without that, we weren't creating anything. So it was something basic, which we changed in the second half. And like that, Norwich couldn't contain us. And it was more productive.
We've had that a few times on the Glasner, though, where he said, we've shown what we've done right. We've had a few words about where we can change things, and we've gone out and done it. And I can think of 4 or 5 occasions where we've come out in the second half a lot better, just changing things ever so slightly, and then really taking the game to the opposition. And I think he's done that today. Quentin Soldown in the chat has put after the Glasner hairdryer. I don't think he does the hairdryer, does he?
I don't know.
He doesn't seem to sort.
He's got nice hair, though, so maybe he does. He's got nice hair. So.
Yeah, maybe he keeps it to himself. Anyway, I'm going to go, but I will say I'd quite like...
the next round?
I'd quite like QPR away, but I bet it's Barrow away.
That'd be good for me, Barrow.
Nick, I'll be there that week, so I'll be going to game if it's not too far. How far is Barrow? I have no idea.
It's nearly Scotland.
No, I'm not going to that game. It's in the middle of the week. No chance. Well, okay, so I'm going to pray again for home.
We won't be there.
I can't travel.
In fairness, I won't either.
Yeah, maybe if it's a nice draw, we can do an away day together, even if it's a.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
All three of us in the car.
I could teach Patrick some ball knowledge then as well. Have a sit down and explain to him this is how football works. This is how football works over here.
Nick, how am I at away games? Do I act calm? Am I relaxed? How do I act? We went to West Ham last year. How was I last year?
You were just full of it, saying, "Where's the half and half scarf seller? I must have a half and half scarf."
That was true.
It took 2 Gregg sausage rolls to calm you down, and then
Greg's so good.
Let's see tomorrow's draw. Hope it's a home game. Hope it's not a away game anyway. So only time will tell. But look, Nick, thank you for coming on, and also it was great to see you again. And let's see you again in the next round.
See you soon, Nick.
Take care.
All right, take care.
Take care, buddy.
That was Nick having his say. We're going to bring on Henry next. But before we do, if you've just joined us now and haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. I sound like a broken record, but it has helped us a lot along the way. And that is why the channel has been growing fantastically. And also check out the pinned comment and follow ComAve on X/Twitter to not miss out on future Palace giveaways. Henry, 4-0 win. You're on the bus home.
But hopefully you guys can hear me. But
we can hear you. So you was at the game as well. What do you make of it? Good. Well,
great,
good to win, but a very good second half performance as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. The second half was so different to the first. I was just laughing there because of the Barrow comment, and then when you forgot that Norwich game, it made me chuckle. I have to say. But I think it was a great win, to be honest. Just in terms of confidence, if anything else, I thought it was a good professional job from the team. We weren't spectacular in the first half, but we definitely were decent. I thought there was a real golf quality in terms of you could just tell the just little things that were sort of the difference between the way that we played and Norwich played. Our passing a bit crisper, our moves a bit more fluid, and that sort of thing. I don't think Norwich were actually that bad. They looked okay. It's just that we took our chances for once and sort of blew them away in that second half. The Norwich fans were fantastic with that. With 15 minutes of we've got the ball, we've lost the ball. And then Palace fans joining in, they
were fantastic throughout the game.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat from Sam. Once again, I really appreciate it. He's saying they look more familiar with each other. Do you think these run of games that we've had and going with a strong lineup today has helped build that chemistry again? Because we had a long break. We've had the Euros, the Copa America. Some players have come back late. Glasgow went with a strong lineup, and we saw it in the second half. We kind of saw patterns of play and movements to what we saw at the end of last season.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it was important to keep a similar team just to keep the continuity going. I thought Kamada really looked a lot better and had a bit more license to roam forward tonight. And obviously he took his goal really well, and that was a really. I thought that was a good sort of an icebreaker to sort of, ease the nerves a little bit. We've got the goal, and it kind of settled a bit of the tension. And then we just sort of played and enjoyed ourselves. But I thought Kamada was good. I thought Mateta was pretty good. He took his goals, but the first one especially, I think it wasn't quite an overhead kick, was it? But it was a very good goal.
Yeah, well, it was near enough overhead kick. It was on the other end. There was a few players blocking my view. But it did look like an overhead kick, right, Patrick?
Yeah.
So again?
Was it overhead kick? Yeah, I would say it was overhead.
It was a bicycle kick, so it was like a sidebar. But Henry, I got to pull you up on this one real quick. You said Mateta played what? Pretty good or good? Well, I get the vocabulary.
No,
yeah, two goals and an assist. That's pretty good.
It's very. I meant very good. I meant very good.
I'm
very
just
good.
Yeah. No, he was very good tonight. I mean, I can't ask for much more for him. But
yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Eze was very good too. Like, even though Eze, I felt like he wasn't quite 100. He didn't need to be though. You know, he didn't need to be on top gear tonight. He was just sort of like 50%. But that's all he needed. Like, he didn't want to exert too much energy because obviously you've got the game on Sunday against Chelsea.
Yeah.
So,
I also think his decision making was better today.
His goal very,
Yeah, he was passing much better. I thought the passing was much quicker. Yeah. He wasn't, making, poor decisions. I thought that was the best thing about today, was making decisions to get the ball to Kamada earlier or to Mateta or out wide to Mitchell earlier. So I thought that was really good from Eze today. Much better, much quicker.
I agree. Yeah. And I'd like to say as well that Guehi, oh my God, how good was his passing tonight? Like, I don't know how many times I counted. He just literally launched the ball, put it on a sixpence for Mateta at least 2 or 3 times. But his passing was exceptional.
Can I say something though? Because I had this debate when Anderson left, and a lot of people were talking about Anderson's passing, and this is what I mean by Guehi. Just because Anderson was doing them diagonal balls and he had the responsibilities, it doesn't mean that Guehi can't do it. Guehi can do it. And that's why Guehi, for me, has been the better defender. Today he showed it. He's got in his locker. In the Brentford game, he showed it that he's got in his locker because he was doing the diagonal balls over to the wide area. So with the passing ability, a lot of people were fixated on that with Anderson, which, I mean, it is a special, that's what he's good at, Joachim Anderson. And he has performed well in that area. I think today he's got an assist doing a diagonal ball for Fulham.
He did.
And also, but Guehi can do it as well. Guehi can do it as well. I think that's the biggest thing about it. That's the biggest thing about it.
I'll spoiler alert for the player ratings, but he had 80 out of 87 accurate passes, 92%. He had 102 touches, most in the game, and 12 out of 16 long balls accurate. 75%. I mean, that's a lot for a defender. So you're right, D. Long ball diagonals, no problem.
He can do it. But a lot of people were worried that he can't. I don't know why. Maybe because I haven't seen it enough. But whenever he's given opportunity, he has been able to do that role. So I wasn't really concerned about that with Anderson leaving. But hopefully that eases the doubts of some people regarding the passing ability from the back line. Because I think Guehi has shown that he can do it when called upon. Henry, I know you're traveling home, so I'm not going to keep you long. But next round, any teams that you're looking for, or just give us the easiest draw possible?
You know what? I would like to see a team that I've never seen play Palace before, like someone like a Leighton Orient or someone like that. Like just something. Basically, I want the lowest possible team ranked left at home. Would be perfect. But
that would be Barrow most likely, because Barrow's like League 2. So only Barrow.
Barrow at home.
But just one more thing. I hope Chadi Riad is okay because he came off injured in the first 10 minutes or so. But we're gonna win the cup, I guess. So there we go.
We're gonna win the cup. That's what we like. That's what we like. We need that positivity around here after how it's been the past few weeks. But look, Henry, get home safe. Thank you for calling in, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Take care, Henry. All right.
Okay. Thank you to everyone that's been sending in the comments as well. Guehi is much better defender than Anderson. Anderson better passer, but Guehi is much better overall player. Less mistakes prone than Anderson. Exactly. That's exactly how I see it as well. Sam saying I thought they all played well. Yeah, they did. I mean, we'll talk about individual performances and the player ratings that'll most likely be dropping tomorrow afternoon around either 12 or 5 p.m. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I mean, even when Wharton came on, that was fine. So Patrick, come on once again off the bench. He didn't start this game. Maybe a few people like me would have liked him to start. Actually, after Sarr, we need to mention Doucouré as well. And then we'll wrap up. But yeah, he came on today. He had, I don't know, the impact, I guess, wasn't as significant as maybe some people expected, but it was a solid performance, solid outing.
No, it was fine. I mean, he came on, I think he had an early shot, like he was on the pitch like a minute, he had a shot. He was involved in that goal in Eze's goal. In fact, over here, the com said that it deflected off Saul went in, even though they gave it to Eze's goal. So he was involved in the goal. He was right there. If he didn't screen the goal, he was there. And I thought it was okay. I know what you were saying, D. I like the Kamada started. After the flag he took and out of position, well, not out of position, but playing a different position, I'm glad he was able to play as a number 10 wide, get the goal, get the assist, you know what I mean? Get his confidence going. I think it's more important to get Kamada's confidence going right now, especially based on what Glasner said as far as he's a confidence player than Saw. I'm not saying that Saw, we don't need him at some point, but I'm happy that Kamada started. I think Saw will get his opportunities at some point and he'll come good. But again, I think that, Kamada is more important to start today and did a good job today. You mentioned who else? You mentioned
Decore. It was good to see him start today. I've missed him. And you could tell that he's
not there yet.
Back from that injury. He still needs minutes to have a run out. And today, I think in the first half, a bit more sluggish than he was in the second half. But yeah, overall, nothing majorly concerning. We can kind of understand it. And hopefully, fingers crossed that, hopefully against Chelsea or so, maybe after the international break, I just need him to start alongside Wharton. I really need that to happen because I think they're both fantastic players. Selfishly,
I want to start against Leicester because I'll be there.
But yeah, well, hopefully by then there should be no excuses. We have the international break. Exactly. He's had a few minutes here and there and more time, and it's good that we're easing him in. So good performance from Decore. But look, people, we're gonna wrap it up here. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe. Make sure to check out Palace News, which dropped earlier on today, and the watch along was there as well with T and Cody. So loads of Palace content today. Tomorrow the player ratings will be out, and I can pretty much 99% say with certainty that we'll be here for Palace News, because I'll be very upset if there is nothing to talk about, especially with barely any days left in the window. Thank you for all your comments. Thanks to everyone who's called in. That's it from me and Patrick. And until next time, up the Palace. Your defense is in trouble.